Good afternoon, distinguished guests, my colleagues, other participants. First, I would like to thanks my gratitude to the coordinators of this important webinar, CEP, Confederation of European Probation, for the opportunity to speak today. I would like to also say thanks to my colleagues from Polish Ministry of Justice and my colleagues from National Council of Probation, because they always support me. So thank you very much. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Łukasz Zajic, but you call me Łukasz. It will be easier for you. I'm a probation officer for adults and in the team of executing the judgment in criminal cases in small town in Przemyśl, in district court. District court is the lowest tier of the judicial system in Poland. So I'm a probation. I'm working literally on the streets in my town in Przemyśl. It's a beautiful little town in the southeast of Poland, near the border with Ukraine. Unlike many of from previous webinar distinguished experts, they were the professors, the directors of probation service. I see myself as a humble practitioner. So my presentation will begin with a brief historical notes about our system. I will try to go through them really quick, but I need to express them and present them to you because it will be easier for you to understand our system. I will speak about alternative punitive measures in our system from my point of view, from from probation officer point of view. Sometimes it was challenging to accurately translate the names of certain institutions and situation, because I'll do my best. So I will speak in simple terms to ensure that you will all understand. Well, we are considering in our board to creating a permanent glossary of legal terminology to use it constantly in the future. And before I go further, I must warn you, my English is a little bit rusty. So not because I use English, I don't know, twice a decade, aside from occasional conversation with the hotel staff. So if I accidentally create some new words or two, just put them to the dictionary and forgive me. That's why I'll allow myself to rely on previous prepared text, all for your convenience, okay? So I would like to, we could go to another, next. Just few things about our history briefly. The origin of our probation system in Poland date back to 1990, when the juvenile courts and the permanent judicial guardians were established. And for us, it was the symbolic beginning of our probation system in Poland. Strictly criminal probation traces its back origins to 1958, when supervision over conditional release individuals began. At the beginning, the permanent judicial guardians were professional individuals employed by the courts. Later, the professional model was abandoned, and this position of juvenile probation officers became a honorary role designated for individuals with high moral standards, rather, and experience in rehabilitation of juveniles, with only lump sum allowance for expenses. So, from the beginning, the probation system in Poland had a dual character, both professional and volunteer or community-based. But in 2001, the Act on Probation Officer was passed and currently defines our principle of functioning. Can we go next? Oh, yes. Yes. As I said, from the beginning, there were currently the prevailing model is professional and community-based, with professional probation working both on family and criminal matters, and being supported by we could call them volunteers or community probation officers. I will, as you see, there are over 5,000 professional probation officers now in Poland, and over 15,000 community probation officers. I will say, oh yes. Next, please. Yes, this is our system. It consists of two branches: the family and criminal court probation officers. As you see, professional probation officers for adults executing judgment in criminal cases. There are over 2,000 now in Poland as such a professional probation officers, and there are professional probation officers in family matters, executing judgment in family and juvenile matters. We've got over 15,000 community probation officers executing judgment in both of the mentioned specialization, but performing the duties rather on a voluntary basis under direct supervision of professional probation officers. Maybe it's a good place where I would like to say something about this system of community and voluntary probation officers, because it's a tricky one. I know that it's challenging to explain you the concept of this, because the probation, the community or volunteer probation officers could do the supervision and monitoring. They can conduct some background interviews and reports. They are typically came from the same communities as those under their care, and they are people of high moral standards, deeply committed to improve the well-being of these small communities. But they don't conduct the supervision independently, because volunteer or community probation officers working under the professional probation officers. The professional probation officers handle key tasks in this situation, bear primary responsibility in these cases. Volunteer community probation officers act more like an assistant to professional probation officers. They report the situation of those under supervision, but this is the professional officer who provide guidance, who make decisions, submit motions, and so on. Okay, our system consists of we are operating within district courts. In each district courts, a team of court probation officers is established for executing both the judgment in criminal cases and in family and juvenile matters. In larger courts, multiple teams of a given specialization could be created, while in smaller courts, they could be combined team, and always at the head of the team, there's the probation officers is headed by the team manager or team leader, who coordinates our work and ensure that system works. And above them, we've got I could say a regional probation officer or regional chief probation officer. He has a responsibility for supervising and coordinating the work of all the professional and social probation officers within the given judicial region. Okay, we could go to another screen, please. Yes, I said another, please. Oh, yes. I would like to say a few things about our self-government, because probation, the professional self-government of court probation officers in Poland, it is a structured organization, and we are responsible for overseeing the professional conduct and standard of probation officers. A feature of professional self-governance is, like you see on this slide, we've got our own independent disciplinary court. We have disciplinary court in each given judicial region, which handles cases related to breach of professional ethics or maybe misconduct among probation officers. The disciplinary court for professional probation officers in Poland consists of experienced probation officers selected by the others probation officers, by their peers, during regional assemblies of court probation officers. Regional assemblies, it's another feature of our self-government. We are these local representative bodies elect delegates to a national council, elect court judges, ensure the voice of probation officers are heard in governance matter. The regional assemblies consist of each probation officer in given region. So another feature of our self-governance is probation officer training. The system includes a special training program we call it Aplikacja, that prepares candidates to be professional probation officer in Poland. Our colleagues from the National Council participate now in the training program. I would like to say something about our National Council of Probation Officer. I'm a member from in each judicial region. The regional assemblies could elect one delegate from each of this region, and National Council is, I would like to say, central governing body of the community of our job, of our probation office, or probation service. We formulate policy. We participate in legislative system. We provide opinions for the government on project. We could propose changes to regulations, and we are quite we've got quite big autonomy in our decision making. Okay, that's all. Maybe we could go to another. Yes, I don't want to, this is okay. Our probation office is, like I said, consists of two branches: family matters and criminal matters. The court probation executing judgment in family matters. As you can see, these are the cases. They supervise care over paternal authority. They supervise juveniles. They manage and work in probation centers, and that's what's important, because I want to say a few things about these probation centers. It would be quite interesting for you probably. Other things: court probation officers in family matters control the execution of guardianship care, supervise individual addicted to alcohol, and conduct a series of social interviews or reports. As I can say, there's a lot of them, such big numbers of. At the end of 2023, there was over 370,000 such a report. So, and they also enforce this compulsory removal of a person subject to parental authority. It's a big problem for us. It's hard cases. Okay, we could go to another. What is average case? There is a question about caseload. I will answer it at the end of this presentation, okay? Oh, this is my job, court probation officer executing judgment in criminal cases. As you see, we supervise, of course, individual during the probation period. We conduct a series of social interviews or reports, as you can say, at both stage of proceeding, executive criminal proceeding and procedural criminal proceeding before sentence. We control and organize the execution of community service and social useful work imposed. And this, I will tell you about it later more. We, of course, perform activities in electronic monitoring system. I would tell you about it later, some more. We provide assistance within the framework of Victims and Post-Penitentiary Assistance Fund, and we supervise the execution of penal measures, for example, like prohibit of contacting certain individuals. Okay, we could go to another. And I will go to our demo. Yes, permissive in Poland. There's a premise of liberty penalties. This principle said that the imprisonment is ultima ratio of principle. The premise of liberty penalties and penalty measures over imprisonment. In Polish criminal law, the principle of the primacy of non-custodial penalties is enshrined mainly in two articles, Article 58 and Article 37A of the penal codes. As you can see, if the law allows to choice of penalty types and the offense is punishable by imprisonment not exceeding 5 years, the court should impose imprisonment only if the other penalties or punitive measures cannot fulfill the objectives of the punishment. That's why we've got a strict system of these alternatives to detention. We could go to another slide and I will tell you. As you can see, if you are talking about alternatives to detention in Poland, we can identify several sources of these groups of programs and ideas. The first source includes systematic solution of containing legal regulations. Another involves, for example, various agreement between different entities such as government, administration, courts, probation service, and local governments, other associations, foundations, and non-government organizations. And there are also programs and projects implemented by the mentioned entities. And our activities and actions, the probation service, often intersect between the indicated source, as you can see. I would like to say a few things only about systemic solution of alternative measures. We could go to another slide. Yes, I won't go too much into details about all of them because they're likely very similar to your duties. However, I will highlight a few interesting aspects. The first one is restriction of liberty. We call it kara ograniczenia wolności. The next one is fine, probation measures, electronic monitoring, penal measures, and compensatory measures. I will speak more about restriction of liberty because it will be interesting for you. We can skip to another. Can we skip to another? Yes. In Poland, the penalty of restriction of liberty is defined in the penal code and consists of two obligations. Obligation to perform unpaid work or social purpose. It's community service like in other countries, or the deduction from the offender's salary or for social purpose. We as probation officers execute the restriction of liberty sentence in Poland, and we've got a big role in this. a crucial role in enforcement of this security service, community service sentence in Poland. We organized the community service from the beginning to the end. We identify appropriate community service work for that line with the offender's skills and attributes, ensuring that the work will be beneficial for the community and compliance with the legal standards. We supervision this compliance of this sentence. We support during the sentence. We support the rehabilitation of the individuals. We submitting appropriate applications, or maybe motions, we could say, submit motions regarding the sentence. We could, for example, submit motions to break the sentence, to break in the sentence, to request for the exception from the remainder of the sentence during the execution. We could request for flexible scheduling of hours. We could request to reduce the number of hours in the perform each month. And of course, we enforcement the compliance. So if the offender fails to fulfill the obligation imposed by the courts, the probation officers may take measures of this. For example, we could involve submitting motions to the court to replace the restriction of the liberty sentence with the custodial sentence, so to imprisonment. And we, of course, we do cooperation with other institutions during this execution of this penalty. For example, in my court, there's agreement between the court and the probation service, as well with the employment office. So in each city, with the district court in my judicial region, we've got this cooperation between us in the area of social rehabilitation of convicted individuals. Okay, we could go further. As you see, at the end of 2023, there was over 145,000 activity cases of execution of restriction of liberty. So it's community service. Okay, we could go to another. So this is electronic monitoring system in Poland. I just tell you a few things. Scope of application in Poland. In Poland, the electronic monitoring system is alternative to traditional imprisonment and is used to enforcement of imprisonment sentence, penal measures, and preventive measures. If you see the scope of application, we sentence up to 1 year and 6 months could be individual sentence to imprisonment not exceeding 1 year and 6 months can apply to the court to serve their sentence not in prison but under electronic monitoring. And sentence below 3 years, offenders with sentence below 3 years who have no more than 6 months to end their remaining time in prison may be also be eligible to a monitoring system, provided they are not repeat offenders or have not committed serious offense. We as probation officers, we could go to another. Yes, thank you. And the role of probation officers in the function of the electronic monitoring system in Poland. We do the pre-electronic monitor assessment. We gather information of household composition before granting this electronic monitoring system. The probation officers verifies whether the offender residents with other adult individuals. We collect the personal details of these individuals and informs them about the condition of execute this sentence and the potential consequence of the electronic monitoring system for cohabitants. We are assessing family and social condition. We're providing information to the court We gather all the information, including details about the offender's living condition and cohabitance, and we put it in a report for the court. And after the sentence and after the decision about electronic monitoring system, we supervision and monitoring this. We ensure that the offenders complies with the court's order and condition of electronic monitoring system and remains within the parameters set by the monitoring system. We support their habilitation and we report and do the recommendation for the court. Probation officers notify the court of any violations, prepare reports of the offender's compliance, and we could recommend changes to the monitoring condition when necessary. We could do this. We may authorize modification of the monitoring schedule or grant short-term permission for the offender to leave the monitoring location, ensuring compliance with legal requirements. Okay, we could go to another. This is interesting for you because this is a unique, probably unique situation. Probation centers. Institution of probation centers in Poland operates under the framework of the Supporting and Resocializing Juveniles Act, but probation center starts in 1982. Probation centers function in collaborating with family courts, educational institution and social service to create a comprehensive support system for at-risk youth. Purpose and objectives. Probation centers are designed to provide, as you see, educational and rehabilitation support for juveniles exhibiting signs of demoralization or those who have committed punishable acts. The prime goals include preventing further delinquency, facing social reintegration, and promotion lawful behavior among juveniles. As you see, there are three target groups. The act applies to individuals aged 10 to 18, juveniles aged 10 and above who displayed behavior indicating moral corruption, individuals aged 14 to 17 who have committed act classified as offense under the law, and person up to 21 years old if such measures were imposed on them before they reach 18 years old. In my town, in Przemyśl, the probation center is placed in the district court. It was established in August 2022, and the center is staffed by professional probation officers, community probation officers, prevention specialists, pedagogues, tutors. Activities at the center take place year-round, Monday to Friday, from 2:30 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. according to the center's schedule. The probation centers at the district court in my town operate based on annual planning. The centers provide educational and preventive activities focusing on interpersonal relationship building, self-esteem, self-awareness. Other activities like workshops we organized for juveniles and to change their existing behavior and minimizing the risk of delinquency through social skills training and learning method to cope with stress. Juveniles participate in session, for example, peer mediation. The center hosts the meeting with the parent of juveniles, which combine education on parenting competence with a summary of activities and work undertaken with the juveniles at the center. And as a part of developing appropriate and interest-based leisure activities, such like cinemas, center staff, or other places. We collaborate with schools. We analyze the school's performance, enabling targeting interventions to address academics deficiencies and so other. Okay, we could skip to another. Okay. Another interesting feature is preparing convicts to life in freedom. We call it the freedom programs. It's regulated in Article 164 of the Polish Execution Penal Code, and it's a key element of the rehabilitation process aimed to supporting convicts in their return to society. As a part of this reintegration program, I visit the prisoner. Another. So, as a part of this program, I visit the prisoner in the correctional facilities to assess their situation. I gather information from the prisoner, the prison administration, their families, and various aspects of his environment and community. I identify his potential challenges for the integration to come, and acting as a bridge between the prisoner and the outside world. We work together to address and to mitigate these issues. The prisoner is also granted planned temporary leaves, for example, which we organize with collaboration with the prison administration and the prisoner. During these leaves, the prisoner carries out previously scheduled activities designed to support their integration process. As a part of concluding the program, sometimes it could end like submitting a motion to conditional release. On behalf of the convicts, I could submit this motion. We've got an agreement between the president of the regional court in Przemyśl and the direction of the correction facility in my town regarding cooperation. As a part of this agreement, we conduct monthly visiting, hold groups meeting, exchange information, and frequently collaborate with prison educators and the prison administrative. Okay. Yes, this is another feature in our system. The main Council of Social Adaptation and Assistance to Convicts and regional councils. The main Council of Social Adaptation and Assistance to Convicts under the Ministry of Justice, along with regional councils, are advisory bodies dedicated supportive actives aimed to rehabilitation, social integration, and assistance to convicts in their return to society. The main council runs under the Ministry of Justice, and its composition of government administration, judiciary, including judges and probation officers specializing in criminal and rehabilitation matters, prison service, non-government organization, academics, experts, labor market representatives, and others. The biggest scope of this council activities is initiating and supporting initiatives aimed to preventing crime and promoting the social reintegration of convicts, providing opinions for the activities of governmental bodies, coordinating the activities of association, foundation, other organization, along with trusted individuals in the implementation of penalties, penalty measures, preventing measures, and security measures. Undertaking organization and coordinating social oversight over the execution of penalties, evaluating penitentiary policy, including its effectiveness and alignment with the objective of rehabilitation and social reintegration, and others. And in each provincial governors could appoint the regional councils of social adaptation, and based on regional needs, their functions is similar to the main council, but focus rather on local challenges and specific situations. Composition of these regional councils are quite similar. The representation of local governments, judges and probation officers from the region, representatives of correctional facilities and detention centers, representatives of other NGOs and experts. Our task of regional councils is local advisory functions, collaborating with local government, social welfare centers, organization of implement reintegration programs for convicts, coordination of regional efforts, facilitating cooperation between courts, correctional service, social organization, labor market institution, and so on and so on. Yes. Probation officers play a crucial role, not only by fulfilling the statutory responsibilities, but also by actively collaborating with the various associations and foundations dedicated to supporting the rehabilitation of social reintegration of offenders. By working closely with these organizations, probation officers are better equipped to prevent recidivism and promote alternatives to incarceration, such as mediation, community service, participation in educational programs. I would like to highlight a few organizations where probation officers are instrumental in ensuring that offenders are provided with meaningful opportunities. So I would like to say something about a few associations. Maybe we could go to another. The next. I would like to say few things about Sunsum Chord Association, which is based in Nowy Sącz town. It's a non-government organization focused on supporting individuals in need, including those living correctional facilities. They've got a wonderful program of centers for assistance as a correctional facilities and their families. It's based in Nowy Sącz, operates under the management of the Sunsum Chord Association. These centers provide psychological support, material assistance, legal aid, reintegration. They've got a big amount of reintegration programs, everything for individuals who live in correctional facilities. Says Association of Creative Rehabilitation Pomost. It's a group formed by probation court officers in Toruń, in town in Toruń, in Poland. They implement a project primarily aimed at family minors and juveniles, such as parenting schools, yacht club, and vocational project for young people, young offenders. There is another association, Patronat in Białystok, quite interesting, but we've got a little time, so I would like to go to the last, the next, please. Could you, the next? Yes, I would like to say more about this, about Wrocław Restorative Justice Center. It was established in 2016 with the initiative of Lower Silesia Regional Council for Social Rehabilitation and Assistance to Convicts. The project is led by the Department of Social Affairs in the Wrocław City Hall and the Wrocław Regional Court, with implementation carried by the Wrocław Integration Center and the Judicial Probation Service in Wrocław. The creation of the center builds on over the decade of successful collaboration between the local government and the judicial system. This program focuses on creating optimal condition for offenders of minor crimes to perform community service as an alternative to incarceration. Through the center, offenders may have opportunity to repair the harm they cause by performing community service, repaying their debt to the local community they harm. Wrocław has developed an effective model on non-functional sentence, supported by the network of over 100 facilities where community service is carried on. And the Wrocław Integration Center, which coordinates this work, also offers social reintegration tools such as vocational activation, legal counseling, therapy, and other. I'd like to say a few things about this association Frontis. I'm truly impressed by the work done by the team at Frontis. They dedicate to promoting the restorative justice in Wrocław. It's outstanding. Special recognition goes to few people: Grzegorz Miśta, Honorata Czajkowska, Aleksander Samek. Yes, through programs like Bring Culture In, they help connect people under probation with the arts, with culture, fostering integration and growth. They turn Wrocław into hub of positive example in justice and community building. It's a shame that Frontis Associate is ending its activities. Probably they ran out of gas. Maybe some chapter is coming to close, but however, I feel that there is hope that the ideas and values they promoted will continue to thrive in future project. For example, like Wrocław Restorative Justice Center. Maybe the next webinar from Poland should focus on their work. Please invite Grzegorz Miśta. He's a very interesting and inspiring person. As a conclusion, I would like to say just few words. Maybe the next we could. Yes, conclusion. It's a few information. As you see, Poland has the highest probation population rates in Poland. We hold the probably world record in the number of people serving community-based sentence. It's called restriction of liberty. In Poland, it can last up to 2 years, the longest duration in Europe, probably. At the end of 2023, there were over 145,000 activities cases of all community-based sentence. For example, you can compare it to, 28,000 in France, 20,000 in the UK, 40,000 in Spain. Polish probation officers also manage a significant number of cases involving electronic monitoring. We are ranked, I suppose, second in Europe after France, which has a much larger population. In Poland now it's over 7,000 electronic monitoring centers are currently active, probably. I could say that Polish probation service is carrying their tasks primarily in the community of the individual they supervise. On average, we visit our supervisors once a month. We spend 2 days per week on duty in the court. We are devoted to home visits, supervising community sentence, conducting environmental interviews, reports. Yes, we often do it using our own vehicles, for which we receive partial reimbursement of expense. We are really dedicated to our work, but sometimes it's a big challenge for us to cope. At the end, I hope I didn't put you to sleep by my presentation. If so, please consider it like a session, free relaxation session. Apologies for my imperfection in English. I still work in progress. So if you have any question, feel free to ask, and I will do my best to answer. Alternatively, you can reach out via the mail provided at the end of the presentation. Together with my colleagues, we could try to provide detailed information, answers.
Okay, Łukasz, then thank you everyone for being with us. Thank you for staying with us until the very end. As promised, we will provide the answers in writing. Of course, you can all see the questions. So if any one of you is interested in getting the answers too, I guess we are happy to share them with you. As said, this webinar was being recorded, so it will soon be published on our website. As always, we would like to ask you to take a few moments to fill in the EU survey. The link and information I already sent to your email when I send the reminder. For the upcoming webinar, the next one will take place in May, and it will be on the topic of violent extremism. So we will keep you updated. We hope that you liked this afternoon, and we are looking forward to meeting you very soon at our webinar or at our face-to-face events that we are going to organize. Have a lovely afternoon, and thank you.